Good evening, everyone. Yay! Hello. Oh, there it goes. Welcome to day one of debate. Before we do something today, we want to do a quick underlying acknowledgement. Akbayan and SJSU respectfully acknowledges that SJSU is located on traditional land of the Waikma Ohlone people. If you want to learn more about this, visit waikma.org. With that, welcome to debate day one, where you will get to know some of the candidates for the positions for promotions, programs, and the academic chair. We'll be live streaming today's debates as well as the rest of the week, so that members are able to know your platforms without being here physically. Some ground rules for today for everyone is that please silence your phones, be respectful of our candidates, and hold your applause until the end of each position debate is completed. Note, for candidates, please do not have any drinks, snacks, or notes while up here, and speak loudly into the mic and try and use, have the mic a carrot, not like an ice cream cone. And also, please do not rest against the wall. That's for candidates and everyone else. Just be respectful for today. Make sure you are listening and if you're paying attention, as an informed vote is the best kind of vote. During your debate period, you will be asked a series of questions by Jessica and I. Each question has an allotted time for you to respond, which will be set at the beginning of your question. Brent will be the timekeeper and will have cards indicating how much time you have left to answer the question. At the end of your time, Brent will say time. Once he says this, please wrap up your thoughts. However, you do not need to immediately stop talking. You may finish the thought that you may finish the sentence that you're talking about. The time starts when you begin answering the questions, and you are welcome to ask us to repeat the question once per question per person. The order of the positions will go as follows: media officers, public relations officers, KAAMP Coordinator, PCN Coordinator, and academic chair. A 5-minute break will take place after the PR officers. With that, can I have our media officer candidates come to the front? The list for media officers goes as follows: Emily, Teresa, Mika, and Andrew. For each question, we will rotate it such that each speaker in line will speak first for the following questions. Do you all need any clarifications on these instructions?
Yes, if y'all can please introduce yourself, your name, pronouns, year, and major. And y'all can go down the line starting with Emily.
Hey y'all, my name is Emily Du. I'm currently a second-year microbiology major, minoring in chemistry, and I go by she, her pronouns.
Hi everyone, my name is Teresa DeCruisen. My pronouns are she, her, and I am a third-year graphic design major.
Hello everyone, my name is Nika De La Cruz. I'm a first-year industrial design major and I go by they, her pronouns.
Hello everyone, my name is Andrew Reyes. I go by he, him pronouns, and I'm a second-year software engineering major.
With that, we'll begin the debates for the media officer position. First, starting with Emily. Answer in 30 seconds. Describe the responsibilities of being a media officer.
So the media officer to me serves as the bridge between Akbayan programs and outside communities. Thus, we have to create promotions, images, photos, and videos to display our connections in community, as well as to manage any other forms of digital media representation of us.
For me, I believe the media officer has to create digital media and flyers for every event, as well as uploading those media to platforms such as Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, etc., as well as maintaining and updating the Akbayan website when necessary.
So the role of the media officer in Akbayan is to capture the events that's happening throughout the year and posting them on several platforms for other people to see, and with that you get to connect with other people.
So the media officers are in charge of taking photos, videos, and creating flyers, and also approving flyers for any Akbayan event or any program, and then as well just being in charge of the website and updating the website when necessary.
Okay, next question starting with Teresa. Answer in 30 seconds. The media officers either split the work depending on their strengths or equally so that they can learn how to work on the skills that they are not as good at. What method do you prefer and why is it more important to execute your term this way?
As much as I believe that in this position we can all go in different ways, I believe that it would be more sufficient if we distributed the work equally, so that we would have to face less stress when it comes to deadlines or we would have to face less stress figuring out which tasks to assign as media officers.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. Answer in 30 seconds. The media officers either split the work depending on their strengths or equally so that they are able to learn and work on the skills that they are not as good at. What method do you prefer and why is it more important to execute your term this way?
I think that the most effective way to execute this is to split the work evenly, but also recognizing each other's strengths and weaknesses, since there's usually a part of when doing media where you excel and other parts where you're not as good at, but then other people are. So then learning from other people will essentially help you have a stronger foundation for the media.
Are you able to repeat the question one more time?
Yes. Answer in 30 seconds. The media officers either split the work depending on their strengths or equally so that they can learn how to work on the skills that they are not as good at. What method do you prefer and why is it more important to execute your term this way?
I feel like finding a balance between both, split the work evenly and working depending on your strengths is a good thing to do. Just so when we feel confident in whatever we're creating, we're able to do the best of our ability, but also challenge ourselves at the same time so that we can grow as an individual. So just finding that balance between both, I feel like is a good way to do it during my term.
So I believe that the media officers should split their work evenly, not only that, but also according to their strengths and weaknesses. This allows the media team to work with efficiency as well as allows them to grow and learn from each other. For example, I am not the strongest in creating flyers, but I am pretty strong in videography. So I feel like I could work in collaboration with my co's on videos, but also propose ideas for promotions while learning from other co's that are strength or have strength in that area on how to execute those visions properly.
Thank you. Moving on to the next question, starting with Mika. Answer in 30 seconds. Answer in 30 seconds. You and your co's are receiving late media requests in your cabinet constantly. How do you ensure that your guidelines and expectations are being followed accordingly?
I think that it's important to send in your events in accordingly to time and before the deadline, since you want these events to be publicized, you want people to be coming to your events, so it's really important to get those publicized on time, enough for people to make time out of their work, make time from their schedules and be able to attend them.
Are you able to repeat the question one more time?
Yes. Answer in 30 seconds. You and your co's are receiving late media requests from your cabinet constantly. How do you ensure that your guidelines and expectations are being followed accordingly?
First off, I would definitely communicate to my cabinet just to make sure that in the future we are getting these requests earlier, just so we as a media team are able to create the flyers or whatever to the best of our ability, just so we have more time and we're able to all get our own inputs on it as well.
So before all else, I believe that our media team should be able to express our boundaries and expectations when it comes to receiving media requests, and that includes expressing to our cabinet members that we need to receive these requests in a timely manner. If so, that allows us to work to the best of our abilities and put out high quality promotions for our events, because the last thing we want is to put out a low quality promotion.
I believe that in this case, communication is really important. So I would first off communicate to the cabinet to follow these deadlines very closely, but not in a rushed manner. But I would also remind them that we are humans first, so we must take our time to do these tasks as well.
Okay, we'll move on to the next question, starting with Andrew. Answer in 30 seconds. How do you promote, express, and how do you promote, express, and advocate for yourself through the media that you will make? How do you want to tell your story through this position?
Are you able to repeat the question one time?
Answer in 30 seconds. How do you promote, express, and advocate for yourself through the media that you will make? How do you want to tell your story through this position?
Yeah, so I want to tell my story through the position just by being able to really encapsulate and capture what my story is through the media I create. So being able to share that story that I'm experiencing through the media that I create, whether that be videos or photos or even the flyers that I create. And then I want to advocate for myself by just choosing the way I edit these videos, the way I style these videos, choosing my select, just making that versifying what I make, just so I'm able to share my story through media.
For me, my main goal for videography and photography is to capture the moment to relive it later. For videography especially, I feel as though the pacing of clips and the song choice is very important in capturing the right vibe and energy of what's going on around me in the moment. And for photography, I tend to reach for film photography as opposed to digital photography because of how tedious and costly it is to get my photos back. In addition to that, I only have a limited amount of shots, and I feel like that speaks to how intentional I aim to be with what I choose to shoot.
When I came into Akbayan as a transfer student, I was having trouble settling into an unfamiliar community, but what really stuck with me was how welcoming and hospitable the Akbayan SJSU community presented themselves on online platforms. So I would also like to echo that sentiment and use my gift to express us in a way that words cannot directly express.
So media is the first impression that people get when they get to Akbayan, and that is also the reason why everyone is in this room today. You saw a flyer and you joined Akbayan, that's why you're here. So I want to share my story by being able to create flyers and then have intentional media posts that will have people continue to come back to this community.
Okay, we'll move on to the next question, starting with Emily. Answer in 30 seconds. It is a busy month for you and your cabinet, but you have 3 video requests to complete and over 10 flyers to make. What does a sustainable creation process look like divided between you and your co-hosts?
So first and foremost, with a busy schedule like this for an entire month, I think it is very important to make a schedule based on what we want to complete and when. As I said earlier, I believe it is also most efficient to split up the work depending on our strengths and weaknesses so that we can all grow as a team as well as working efficiently. So to get through all of these tasks, again, we would follow the schedule that we prepared at the beginning of the month with time markers in between for like little check-ins right before or before the deadline actually comes.
It is important to follow this schedule in a timely manner, but I also want to make it important to pace ourselves in this position. I know with 10 flyers and 3 video requests, it is easy to become overwhelmed and rush ourselves. But I think it's also important to pace ourselves, take our time, and also make sure that we reach the deadlines in an appropriate manner.
So having this amount of media to post within a timely manner, I think that splitting up the work evenly is a factor, but also recognizing the strengths. Since some people could do more than even if the work is split up evenly, if someone is stronger in one area, they're able to to do more work. So I think also recognizing strengths is something to take account of.
Are you able to repeat the question one more time?
Yes. Answer in 30 seconds. It is a busy month for you and your cabinet, but you have 3 video requests to complete and over 10 flyers to make. What does a sustainable creation process look like divided between you and your co's?
So first off, I want to communicate with my co's as there are 3 of us to see what our strengths and weaknesses are and what we believe will be the best our ability that we create. And then we set deadlines for ourselves while also delegating the work to each other, and then checking on each other as well throughout the time that we are creating our media, just to make sure that we're hitting our deadlines on time and hitting where we want to be on time as well.
Thank you. Move on to the next question, starting with Teresa. Answer in 30 seconds. Seeing as this position requires the aid of 3 people, how do you want to ensure that the synergy between you and your co-media officers is strong enough to support each other both personally and professionally?
I want to support my cabinet members not only as people who are doing this position that are in leadership, but I also want to get to know them personally as students, as people. Just want to like befriend them as much as possible. I know that coming into the future term, it's going to be a long year, but I know that with bonding with my co's, getting to know them, getting to check in on them will help improve our synergy.
Hi.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. Answer in 30 seconds. Seeing as this position requires the aid of 3 people, how do you want to ensure the synergy between you and your co-media officers is strong enough to support each other both personally and professionally?
So to ensure that our synergy is matched throughout the whole school year or even after that, I would say that I would want to befriend them even before the term starts, like maybe even now start talking to them. And I think that this will help alleviate like the stress or like intimidation that you would get from your future co's.
So what I would do is try to build and foster the relationships with my co's as soon as possible, just so I'm able to get comfortable with them and realize their strengths and weaknesses. And I want to definitely be checking on them, just making sure I can continue to foster and build my relationship throughout my term with my co's, and just making sure I have a really good, strong relationship so that I can feel like I can lean on them, they can lean on me. When needed. Yeah.
So I believe that building a bond prior to starting our term as media officers is going to be very important, because how can you really push out good quality work if we can't work together as a team? So knowing that, I think it is very important to get to know your co's in academic, professional, and creative contexts. That way we can get to know each other and our work ethics so that we can push out the best work possible. Because at the end of the day, we are more than just Akbayan members and cabinet members, but we are also students and humans.
We'll move on to the next question, starting with Mika. Answer in 30 seconds. In what ways do you plan on connecting with the community outside of flyers and videos?
I plan connecting with the community even outside of flyers and videos through being present in the moment and being there, like even at the events. I know that I'm a new member to Akbayan, so there would be a lot for me to learn, but I believe that being present at the events will be able to foster relationships between the different people who are involved in Akbayan and even those who will be future members of Akbayan.
Are you able to repeat the question, please?
Yes. Answer in 30 seconds. In what ways do you plan on connecting with the community outside of flyers and videos?
So I want to connect with the community just by being there for them. I want to serve as a role model or just like someone to look up to, just for anyone in the community, whether that be just someone to talk to, someone for to talk to. And just being there at any event, anything that's Akbayan related. So even at tabling, like I'd be as welcoming as possible. It's just so people come to me, just have a combo if they really need it, or just something along those lines.
Okay, Can you repeat the question, please?
Answer in 30 seconds. In what ways do you plan on connecting with the community outside of flyers and videos?
So outside of flyers and videos and Instagram posts and all of our media, I think it's very important for us to be present at Akbayan events, whether that be tabling or workshops or reveal or anything like that, because it is very important for us to put ourselves out there and make ourselves known. In addition to that, I will adopt the most friendly and inviting personality as possible so that people feel open to talk to me, whether it be Akbayan related or not.
I like to communicate with the members as much as possible, so I know that beyond our leadership positions, we're also role models. So I also want to bring forth to my best abilities, my character, and I want to serve as a resource for everybody in Akbayan SJSU. Yes, and also bouncing off of what Andrew said, being a role model for everybody.
Thank you. We'll move on to the next question, starting with Andrew. Answer in 1 minute. As a promotions board, you are the first impression of the organization. What does this mean to you?
I repeat the question one more time.
Answer in 1 minute. As a promotions board, you are the first impression of the organization. What does this mean to you?
Yes, so as we are the first impression of the organization, I believe it's really important that we provide a welcoming and friendly environment so that members feel welcome in our space and so they come back. We are the first people to see and maybe the last ones that will ever see, so they can share that we provide that space where they can feel like it's a welcoming space, that they can be included. It's just something that I hope to achieve, and so yeah.
So as the first impression of the Akbayan community, not only as a media officer is it our role to capture the moments and the connections and everything that goes on within our community, but it is to accurately display our energy and our thrill and our love and our connections. So to do so, I think it's very important to choose the right songs, the right clips, the right events, and like everything like that, so that when we put it in our video or a post or to anything to display to the community outside, we have our one shot to make a good impression.
I find that being the face of Akbayan is a really exciting opportunity to really get to showcase our leadership abilities, as well as showcasing our different ways of expressing ourselves.
Can you repeat the question?
Answer in 1 minute. As a promotions board, you are the first impression of the organization. What does this mean to you?
So being the first impression of an organization, to me, it means that this is where people can start their journey or where they don't even start it at all. So it's really important to have a really strong first impression, because if it's not a strong first impression, you might not even see them again. So it's really important to have a strong first impression. And from this, it could be expressing how Akbayan is very inclusive and friendly to everyone, and there's a place here for everyone in Akbayan.
Moving on to the next question, starting with Emily. Answer in 1 minute. How do you plan on using your camera to personally connect with members at events and create an inclusive space?
So creating an inclusive space for me means that when you are taking videos or assembling your posts or doing anything like that, you don't just pick on the familiar faces to post. I think that when you watch an online video or any video that is of your community, everyone deserves to have a, oh, that's me moment. So to do so, I think it is important for media officers to connect with the community and to film everyone who's comfortable being on camera and give them enough screen time so that they can all have their little moment.
Can you please repeat the question?
Yes. Answer in 1 minute. How do you plan on using your camera to personally connect with members at events and create an inclusive space?
I want to make sure that I use my camera as a way to capture memorabilia, to capture action, to show to the community and really represent our community as well. To do this, I want to capture as many members as possible. I know we're having about 400 plus members. It is a lot, but I look forward to really representing and showcasing our community by capturing everybody in this spring and in multiple events and in hidden shots as well.
So to make sure everyone is included in Akbayan, I would use my camera as a way to be able to capture how closely knit this community is. And I believe that being able to know who you're taking pictures of, or even knowing the different personalities of people and connecting with them is important when using your camera.
I repeat the question one more time.
Yes. Answer in 1 minute. How do you plan on using your camera to personally connect with members at events and create an inclusive space?
So I want to use my camera by not just only using it to take media photos and videos, but to also build connections with the members as well. Whether this be just by taking candid photos or just photos of our events or anything like that. I want our members to feel celebrated, welcomed, and recognized. So by using my camera, I feel like I'm able to build that connection with them, and I want to be able to create a space where they could come up to me and just ask me if they can be in the video, any recap, and I want to be able to make that space where I can do the same to them. I can just go up to them and feel like, ask them a question like, do you want to be in this recap, this video? Just create that welcome space so they can see themselves on our social medias and feel like they are part of our community.
Thank you. And for our final question, starting with Teresa. Answer in 30 seconds. Without talking about this position, why do you want to be a cabinet member?
As somebody who has been in various leadership roles before, there have been both successes and not so successes. I want to challenge myself by taking this position to really learn more about myself and the other people that I'm working with. I want to elevate and bring myself to the next level. And I really want to blossom and grow as a new person or role model.
Can you repeat the question?
Answer in 30 seconds. Without talking about this position, why do you want to be a cabinet member?
I want to be a cabinet member because when I first started when I first got here at SJSU, I was actually pretty nervous to join Akbayan. I didn't even want to pay my dues. So even when I went to the table, I was greeted with so much warmth and welcome and inclusivity that when I was talking to these members, it felt like I was in this community already for such a long time. And I believe that having personality where you could just talk to anyone and feel welcome is very important.
Are you able to repeat the question one more time?
Yes. Answer in 30 seconds. Without talking about this position, why do you want to be a cabinet member?
Simply put, I just want to give back to the community. I feel like through my experiences with Akbayan, I was able to learn so much about myself and grow so much as an individual that I want to give that experience that I got back into the community by being a cabinet and just being, just serving as a role model for others so they can find that creative passion and freedom that I was able to find within Akbayan.
So growing up as a mixed Filipino, it's always been very hard for me to express and embrace my culture and explore it. So growing up, I was just to present myself as American as I possibly could. And as I grew older, I realized I'm not being authentic to myself And going into college, I made a promise to myself to explore my culture as much as I possibly could. Akbayan has served as my biggest chance to explore my culture and to express it, and it would be an honor for me to be a part of the very team that runs this organization.
That concludes your debates for the media officer position. Please give it up for our media officer candidate.
All right, media candidates may be seated. Thank you so much. I can take that. With that, can we please have our PR candidates come up front? Here you all go. Please introduce yourself with your name, pronouns, year, and major.
Hello everyone, my name is Matthew Joshua Blake. I go by he and pronouns, and I'm a third year psychology major.
Hello, I'm Pauline Bayona. I go by she, they pronouns, and I'm a third year biology major.
All right. For your first question, we'll start with Matt. Answer in 30 seconds. As a PR officer, you're responsible for promoting your fellow cabinet's events. How do you plan on pushing event leads to help you explore new avenues of promotion?
I plan on conversating with my fellow co's and the event leads, as I want to be able to get their purpose out and be able to get what they want the audience or the members who come to events to get out of this certain workshop or event, as it's very important to be able to promote that.
As a PR officer, I would talk to other co's and also my other co to help envision the programs and pillars of the events they want. Like if they needed something out of a free PR event, I would help them encapsulate the vision they want for their certain event.
Okay, thank you. Pauline, you will be answering the next question first. Answer in 30 seconds. As public relations officers, how do you plan to maintain and uphold connection with the community outside of social media?
Being outside of social media, I would just be there for each and every event, being there before an event and after, and to just reach out to new members, because as I know, for a PR officer, just putting yourself out there is just a huge step too. And to get to know your community would also help make more connections and grow the Akbayan community.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes, answer in 30 seconds. As public relation officers, how do you plan to maintain and uphold connection with the community outside of social media?
Outside of social media, I plan to attend every event and workshop, as I want to be able to connect with our members throughout the community. Being able to connect with all of our members is very important, as we want to be able to promote this inclusivity and welcoming energy throughout the whole year of Akbayan.
We'll start with Matt for this next question. Answer in 30 seconds. Akbayan tables Monday through Thursday all year round. What is the importance of tabling?
The importance of tabling is being able to put ourselves within the community of SJSU. It's very important to us to table, as it shows our dedication, our passion in running this organization. And we want to be able to promote this safe and inclusive space to those who are familiar or who are not familiar with this community, as it's very important to have those with different backgrounds come in and out. And
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. Answer in 30 seconds. Akbayan tables Monday through Thursday all year round. What is the importance of tabling?
So the importance of tabling to me as a PR officer or even as a Akbayan CAB member is just to make sure that we are seen as a community in the Akbayan SJSU, and just to show inclusivityness to all members, even if they are non-members, and to show that we are proud to be here and to show that we are an inclusive space and we want to be creating a community where everyone can join.
For the next question, we will start with Pauline. Answer in 30 seconds. Oftentimes, cabinet members just highlight the programs Akbayan offers. How you promote workshops and draw members to attend other events we offer to support events hosted by the pillars.
So to support the pillars and supporting the workshops, I would obviously pre-PR those events and workshops, but also invite those that doesn't really go to workshops, like including family and friends, and those who are even non-members to SJSU or even Akbayan, just to help them inform for topics for our COPO, academics, and cultural workshops and events.
Can you repeat the question one more time, please?
Yes. Answer in 30 seconds. Oftentimes, cabinet members just highlight the programs Akbayan offers. How you promote workshops and draw members to attend other events we offer to support events hosted by the pillars.
I plan on communicating to not only just the cabinet members under those pillars, but also their cores, on like what they want to get under, what they want from this workshop, and what members who are attending this workshop to get out of. It's very important to get their purpose out, as like these pillars are very important, whether it be COPO, social, cultural, and academics.
Thank you. For the next question, we will start with Matt. Answer in 30 seconds. It's admitted Spartans Day. A family comes up to the table as their daughter is attending in the fall. Provide a 30-second spiel on a workshop you have attended in the past.
Hello, welcome to, hope you're enjoying Admitted Spartans Day. I'd like to introduce a workshop that I've attended in the past, which is known as the Academic Mixer. This Academic Mixer workshop is known to help build connections throughout Akbayan, as well as like in terms of academically and your professional careers. Being able to attend this event would bring a lot into like your professional life as well.
Can you repeat the question one more time?
Yes. Answer in 30 seconds. It's admitted Spartans Day. A family comes up to the table as their daughter is attending in the fall. Provide a 30-second spiel on a workshop you have attended in the past.
Hello, my name is Pauline Bayona. I'm part of the Akbayan SGSU organization. And so if you're interested in one of our many workshops, one past workshop that I have attended is Untitled Chapter, which is actually one of our internship workshops, which highlights the importance of Filipinx music and the history behind the importance of getting the message out there and showing that the people do have power.
For the next question, we'll start with Pauline. You have 30 seconds. As a PR officer, how would you continue to uphold and push for inclusivity within Akbayan spaces?
As a PR officer, I think it's very well known that the programs is known as the face as Akbayan. And so when attending workshops or events or even socials, upholding the inclusivity and welcomeness of that community and space, especially holding other CAB members or even members accountable, can help promote that safe space within Akbayan.
Can you repeat the question one more time, please?
Yes, you have 30 seconds. As a PR officer, how would you continue to uphold and push for inclusivity within Akbayan spaces?
As a PR officer, I would like to uphold inclusivity by connecting with each member, like all the members who attend our workshops and events. Being able to connect with these members can like truly mean something, whether it's just like a small conversation or not, like or someone you just met, especially around when you're tabling on 7th Street. Being able to connect with members can truly mean something to like someone who's like looking for a community.
Thank you. For the next question, we'll start with Matt. You have 1 minute. As a promotions board, you are the first impression of the organization. What does that mean to you?
As a promotions board, being the face of the organization means a lot. We're able to promote what Akbayan truly is, as we follow to the motto of embracing and friendship. And in doing that, we want to promote how our community is very inclusive, very welcoming to those who are looking for a community. Myself, I struggled to look for a community when first coming here, but coming by the table, it truly helped me grow as a person, and I want to be able to create this, continue that growth of our community.
Can you repeat the question one more time, please?
Yes. Answer in 1 minute. As a promotions board, you are the first impression of the organization. What does that mean to you?
What that means to me being part of promotions board is to just welcome everyone with open arms. So for being in a community college, especially being in a Filipinx community, not as big as Akbayan, it really did show how growing in Akbayan shows the inclusivity and welcomeness from this space. And so what that means for me as a transfer, I really want to give back to that energy, especially being a face of Akbayan too. It means a lot because I really didn't know what I was getting into when I first joined SJSU. And I gave myself a goal is to try to put myself out there because before joining Akbayan, I was just very shy. I didn't see myself as social. And so I'm really glad to see myself social, putting myself out there. And I want to do the same for those who are afraid to put themselves out there.
Thank you. We'll start the next question with Pauline. Answer in 30 seconds. Without talking about this position, why do you want to be a cabinet member?
I want to be a cabinet member because I really want to give back to this community as well as it's done to me. I think with this welcome and safe space, I see myself really grow in this community. And I want to give the other members and non-members a chance to grow and feel welcome in this safe space that Akbayan has provided for me.
I want to be a cabinet member because I want to be able to continue the legacy of what the past 48 cabinets done, and that is being able to embrace this community. Being able to promote this inclusive safe space is very important because you never know who's trying to find someone who's lost and who's trying to find a community to grow in. And I believe this will help me grow up my leadership skills, as I really do want to promote that inclusivity and safe space for those who are looking for that safe space.
Thank you. That is the end of the PR candidate questions. You may now be seated.
For some reminders, please make sure that your phones are silenced and respectful of our candidates, and hold your applause until the end of each debate. So if our first debate, for our candidates, please speak loudly into the mic or speak directly to the mic. During your debate period, we ask a series of questions, either and Brett is the timekeeping in the back. If it is a 30-second question, you will get 1 time warning. If it's a 1-minute question, you will get 2 time warnings. You're welcome to ask us to repeat the question once per question per person. I can have our KAAMP Coordinator candidate come to the front. Any clarification on the instructions?
No.
If not, we'll begin the debate for KAAMP Coordinator. Please introduce yourself with your name, pronouns, year, and major.
Hello everyone, my name is Arlen Flores. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a second year radio television film major. I'm running for KAAMP Coordinator.
Starting off, answer in 30 seconds. In what ways would you be able to create more social spaces for those in the KAAMP program?
For me to create more social spaces with the KAAMP program, I will try to create more social events, similar to something like AK picnic, AK karaoke night, something similar within those lines. Also, fostering a community within not just the audience and Koreatis, but
Time.
Answer in 30 seconds. A common misconception is that the purpose of the CAMP program is to provide a space for individuals to socialize as opposed to receive mentorship. Do you believe that this is a problem? If so, what strategies do you have to address this issue?
No, I don't see that as a problem. Of course, it's a mentorship program, but I believe that you can really give mentorship through social settings, social advice as well.
Next, answer in 30 seconds. Describe the working team dynamic you would expect from your core and the significance of such expectations.
Could you repeat the question?
Yes. Describe the working team dynamic that you would expect from your core and the significance of such expectations.
For my core, I believe to really foster a lot of positivity and growth within their experience as a core member, and that's very significant because that allows them to be empowered to believe that they can give a lot to the camp program themselves.
Answer in 30 seconds. Understanding the participation size of the CAMP program, how do you ensure that it remains a space for all members to be safe and welcoming?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. Answer in 30 seconds. Understanding the participation size of the CAMP program, how do you ensure that it remains a space for all members to be safe and welcoming?
It is a very large program, so being able to reach out to as many audience as I can through social interactions and just conversating with them, making it personable with each and every single person through the program, no matter audience or Koreate, is the way that I see that.
Next. Answer in 30 seconds. An audience is not satisfied with their pairing and doesn't feel like they're receiving the type of mentorship they want. They express that they would like to be repaired. How do you address this issue with both the audience and the Koreate?
So for that, I would like to have a conversation with the audience themselves, ask why they would ask for the repair, but also just trying to get both sides of the story, see the reason why, and be able to come up with a good solution with the court as well.
Thank you. Answer in 30 seconds. The pairing process is known to be very extensive and time-consuming. Do you believe that this is necessary in order to have quality pairings? Do you have plans for improvements?
This should not be necessary for the pairing process. I believe that we should take a lot of time to basically check in on each member of core and be able to be transparent about any kind of issues that we have to be able to work together.
Answer in 1 minute. How do you define a successful program?
Could you repeat the question?
Answer in 1 minute. How do you define a successful program?
I would define a successful program through at least touching the hearts of at least one person that is in the program by being able to give them a pairing, being able to give them the magic that I felt when I got picked up, and be able to give them a sense of community that they expected to gain through camp.
Next, answer in 1 minute. Knowing that many of our members participate in internship, PCN, and CAMP, how as a program do you plan on promoting and supporting other events/workshops outside of your position?
With that, I would plan to utilize the Camp AKB Instagram to basically promote any workshops, any events that are also incoming, just through sharing through my stories.
Your next question, answer in 30 seconds. Without talking about this position, why do you want to be a cabinet member?
I want to be a cabinet member because I really want to have so much more personal growth within myself, to be a leader and be able to show the community that I can lead and have that welcoming side to whatever I do, whether it's being a KAAMP coordinator or even just a cabinet member myself.
Thank you. That concludes the debates for the CAMP coordinator position.
Next, we will have your PCN candidates come up to the front. Just as some reminders, the speaking list is as follows. We will go with Faith and then Devon. For each question, you'll rotate as such. Just a reminder, please do hold the mic as a candidate, just close and speak loudly into the mic so that our audience can hear as well as the live stream. Any questions before we begin? No. For the first question, we will start with Faith. Oh, my apologies. You may introduce yourself with your name, pronouns, major, and year.
Hello everyone, my name is Faith Castro. I am a third year biochemistry major, and my pronouns are they, she. I'm going to be your PCN coordinator for the 49th cabinet.
Hello everyone, my name is Devon Mackay-Purdue. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm a fourth year studio practice arts major.
For the first question, we'll start with Faith. You have 1 minute. Oftentimes, we refer to the spirit of bayanihan to ensure that everyone is working in tandem to make the show run smoothly, especially in consideration to all of its moving parts. How do you plan to communicate this with your cast, and what does that look like to you?
May you repeat the question, please?
Yes, you have 1 minute. Oftentimes, we refer to the spirit of bayanihan to ensure that everyone is working in tandem to make the show run smoothly, especially in consideration to all of its moving parts. How do you plan to communicate this with your cast, and what does this look like to you?
I would like to emphasize this with my cast by first introducing this the very first Super Sunday, that PCN as a whole is not just a production put on by the PCN coordinator or the PCN core, but the cast as a whole. We are one PCN cast, and we have to work all together to ensure that our show days are smooth as possible so that we can efficiently get through our program in a timely manner, especially to make time for our gala night on Saturday night, especially if you're trying to leave a venue by a certain time. I think that I would like to implement this for every Super Sunday, just really emphasizing the fact that especially if you are just a cast member, to also help the BTS aspects, especially attires with quick changes or props with moving out of the way for props to make it through the wings, as it is very important for our props to get off the stage and for our tires to be changed so that even our dancers can get on stage in a timely manner.
Could you repeat the question one more time?
Yes, you have 1 minute. Oftentimes, we refer to the spirit of bayanihan to ensure that everyone is working in tandem to make the show run smoothly, especially in consideration to all of its moving parts. How do you plan to communicate this with your cast, and what does that look like to you?
I believe in the phrase, it takes a village to raise a child. I believe expressing that phrase with the cast as well as showing why it's important to work hard as a collective in order to have the shows run smoothly. Additionally, I believe it's important to emphasize that each member of the cast is important to the show. Emphasizing that their part in the show, whether it be like their aspect or just like the role that they have, plays a huge role in what we are trying to put on. And yeah.
Thank you. For the next question, we will begin with Yvonne. Answer in 30 seconds. How you ensure that you are showing up for your cabinet throughout the PCN season?
One thing that I need to understand going into this position is I'm not only applying or running to be a PCN coordinator, but running to be a cabinet member. This means that while I do have PCN related duties, I also have cabinet duties. So while my cabinet is showing up to my events, I will also be showing up to theirs. I also have the full trust of my core to show that while they're tending to the PCN related duties that I can't tend to, I will be tending to the cabinet duties, whether that be mental or logistical.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes, you have 30 seconds. How you ensure that you are showing up for your cabinet throughout the PCN season?
With the spring semester, the PCN coordinator has a lot of responsibilities to tend to, especially with a big core that the PCN coordinator does have. In ways I can reach out to my cabinet and still be there for my cabinet is showing up to events when I can, even when I cannot be there on the logistical side. I can offer to look over EPSs. I can offer to still send my deltas and pros and deltas for debriefs if I'm not able to make it for said event due to my responsibilities as PCN coordinator. And I can still also trust my PCN core to look after when I cannot be there.
Thank you. For the next question, we'll start with Faith. Answer in 30 seconds. What is the importance of having cultural institutions and fostering a space to experience Filipinx culture?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Answer in 30 seconds. What is the importance of having cultural institutions and fostering a space to experience Filipinx culture?
Growing up as a Filipinx American, I did not have the experience that I wanted to have growing up. I wish I was more in tune with my culture growing up, especially because I did grow up in Stockton. I wish I was more involved with the organizations like Little Manila growing up, and really coming here to SJSU and joining Akbayan has helped me flourish in this environment. It's helped me be more in touch with my culture, and I think that especially a place such as Filipinx Cultural Night is so important to really understand our culture and be deeply rooted in it, and really understand that being Filipinx is more than also just our stereotypes.
Being a half African, half Filipino American, also growing up in a very Americanized household, I was not as in touch with my culture as my mom's side of the family is, nor did I express any interest in learning about my culture growing up. However, I feel as I grew in this program, I think I want to create a sort of environment that we can all learn and grow within our culture together.
Thank you. For the next question, we'll begin with Yvonne. You have 1 minute to answer. Seeing that PCN Core is the largest core, how do you plan on connecting with each member and holding them accountable for the preparation that needs to be done?
I believe it to be very important that I get all my ideas and my vision out to my core as early as possible, not only so that they understand my vision, but so that they can also input their own ideas so that we can create an amalgamation of different beautiful ideas to create a wonderful story. I also think it to be very important to foster a very healthy relationship with my core. I think that being said, like having like returning members that I'm very close with, or even having new members that I can get to know one-on-one or even in group settings to build that connection. That way our check-ins can run very smoothly. And so we can all be on the same page for the pre-PCN production as a whole.
May you please repeat the question?
Yes. Answer in 1 minute. Seeing that PCN Core is the largest core, how do you plan on connecting with each member and holding them accountable for the preparation that needs to be done?
I feel that summer is a very important preparation period. If elected as PCN coordinator, I would like to foster the relationship with my board members, with my core members as soon as possible, and give them my deadlines, my soft deadlines for the fall semester, and really get my vision out there and really be on the same page with them when it comes to what I want for my vision for every aspect. And I really want to foster a healthy connection with them, as I will be working with them for the next year if elected. And I really want to push for that healthy relationship, even though core applications are not out yet during the summer. I would like to start that as soon as possible, just so that they understand where I'm coming from, especially when it comes to deadlines, especially on the logistics ends for any like venues or music needed if possible, and attires and yes.
Thank you. For the next question, we will start with Faith. Answer 30 seconds. PCN season is in full force. You yourself as a PCN coordinator are overseeing the show, but what do you plan for cabinet to oversee during a Super Sunday?
May you repeat the question, please?
Yes, answer in 30 seconds. PCN season is in full force. You yourself as the PCN coordinator are overseeing the show, but what do you plan for the cabinet to oversee during the Super Sunday?
I think to me the most important part about Super Sundays and about the production as a whole is making sure that the cast members are also having fun. I really want cabinet to oversee and make sure they're also building those connections, those strong connections that makes them want to come back for the next year. I really want them to also understand the depth of my story and my vision. I really don't want them to put on a show that they don't really understand the full meaning of. And I really would like cabinet to oversee and make sure that my cast members have the full grasp of what exactly they're putting on and everything that they will be doing for the next few months.
May you repeat your question, please?
Yes, answer in 30 seconds. PCN season is in full force. You yourself as a PCN coordinator are overseeing the show, but what do you plan for the cabinet to oversee during a Super Sunday?
I believe it to be very important that the cabinet is also still serving as the faces of Akbayan. So seeing as they are setting that example for our cast, so that keeping the energy up, keeping the morale, because as we are in full force, we do need all hands on deck. So as we have more energy from the cab, we can have more energy for the core and more energy for the all cast as a whole.
Thank you. For the next question, we will begin with Yvonne. Answer in 1 minute. As PCN coordinator, there are a lot of traditions to uphold in the practice and finalization of the show. Is there anything you would like to add, remove, or change about the way PCN has been organized and ran in the past?
May you repeat the question, please?
Answer in 1 minute. As PCN coordinator, there are a lot of traditions to uphold in the practice and finalization of the show. Is there anything you would like to add, remove, or change about the way PCN has been organized or ran in the past?
Personally, I don't have any specific changes that I would want to go over because the PCN that I grew up loving is what I've been doing now. There have been no like major changes to my understanding that have really affected my experience. So as of right now, I would like to keep it the way it is now, as to give other members the same experience that I was given in my first PCN.
May you repeat the question, please?
Answer in 1 minute. As PCN coordinator, there are a lot of traditions to uphold in the practice and finalization of the show. Is there anything you would like to add, remove, or change about the way PCN has been organized and ran in the past?
I think one thing on my end that I would like to change is the way that we take our picture days. This year was very efficient. I think that for me, I would like to split up the cultural picture days, specifically because the fitting for the Mario Kart just takes a very long time. And I would like to split it up into a way that's more time efficient so that by the time that we have our cultural picture day and we can finish all of our pictures in time, just because I know that by the time we do get to picture day, the cast members can be very burnt out because we're taking so many pictures and it's a lot of work, it's a lot of time, and I think that we can cut that time a little bit just by splitting up cultural picture day as well.
Thank you. For the next question, we'll begin with Faith. Answer in 1 minute. Knowing that many of our members participate in internship, PCN, and KAAMP, how as a program do you plan on supporting other events or workshops outside of your position?
May you repeat the question, please?
Answer in 1 minute. Knowing that many of our members participate in internship, PCN, and KAAMP, how as a program do you plan on supporting other events or workshops outside of your position?
I would plan to support these events by not only promoting each event or workshop like Super Sunday or even just at normal practices. I would also like to promote, when promoting, I would also like to add my own personal experience, whether it be if it relates to a certain workshop, like for a cultural workshop, I would like to add my own input and add my own interests, just so that the rest of the cast and the rest of the community can also feel obligated or more encouraged to go to the events, because I feel like other workshops outside of the programs are very important, as they are very important to our culture.
Understanding that a large number of our members participate in our programs, I think it is very important to promote other workshops and events outside of our programs, especially emphasizing the importance of these workshops, like understanding like why we have these workshops and why they are like important for them to attend. So I will also be ensuring that cast members will be able to attend these events with no penalties. Like for example, like if there is an event right before like a modern practice, as long as they communicate that with the coordinator as well as the directors and logistics, it will allow them to go to that event, and also their tardy will be accounted for.
Thank you. For the next question, we'll begin with Devon. Answer in 30 seconds. PCN is a very financially demanding program. How do you plan to fundraise to support this program and the organization with the support of the cabinet?
May you repeat the question one more time?
Yes. Answer in 30 seconds. PCN is a very financially demanding program. How do you plan to fundraise to support this program and the organization with the support of the cabinet?
I do believe it is very important to have fundraisers. Like the PIA PCN Core member was very good one. I like how interns did the water balloon one. I believe any fundraiser that allows us to have fun while also raising money to the program will be very essential for the production. Yes.
The most important fundraisers to me are the ones that utilize the community, like for a PCN Core member or for donation dinners. Those were very lucrative as they do utilize, fam members and also other people in the community to rally together and donate for the production and just for the organization as a whole. And I would also like to, in my term if elected, I would also like to apply for AS funding, as that is a very useful resource that I would like to apply for.
Thank you. For the next question, we'll begin with Faith. Answer in 1 minute. If elected, what is the storyline of PCN 38?
PCN 38 will follow a woman who is immigrating to the United States in the 1950s, seeking work for her family and for a better life, to build the foundation and the stability for her family to grow and have the experiences that she never had. I would like to focus this PCN on topics such as sacrifice, family, and loss, and what it means to not only selflessly lead a legacy, but to also build the foundation for the next generation to succeed. And this story is important to me because this is a story about my grandmother. I would like to honor her legacy and honor her memory through this PCN if elected.
If elected, PCN 38 will be about discovering what is lost. It will follow a journey about finding love, culture, and what is truly important to them. On a cultural level, I want to share a story from the perspective of someone who has close to no background on their culture, and that they have to learn it for the first time at a very late point in their life. I also want to touch up on Filipino mythology, as it is not commonly discussed in modern media.
Thank you. For the next question, we will start with Yvonne. Answer in 30 seconds. Without talking about this position, why do you want to be a cabinet member?
To be a cabinet member, from my understanding, is to be someone who can lead and can also serve as a memorable face for the community. I believe that I have a lot of experience in this community, and I want to foster a fun environment for everyone so that we can grow together.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes. Answer in 30 seconds. Without talking about this position, why do you want to be a cabinet member?
Being a cabinet member to me means not only to lead the current generation, but to also build the foundation for the next leaders in our community to grow. I want to be a part of the cabinet, and I want to be a part of this community, this family that upholds Akbayan and is the backbone of our community, because I believe that I also want to uplift the next generation and inspire them and lead them to greater things, as this community has already done for me.
Thank you. And that is the last question for your PCN candidates.
If I can have the candidate for academic chair come to the front. Do you need any clarification on the instructions?
No, thank you.
If not, we'll begin the debate for academic chair. Please introduce yourself with name, pronouns, year, age, and major.
Hi everyone, my name is Rico Ricardo Crudo. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I am a fourth year design studies major concentrating in animation with a double minor in digital media for mass communications and Asian American studies. And I am currently running to become your next academic chair for the 49th cabinet.
Your first question, you have 30 seconds. A cabinet member confides in you that they are struggling academically. What is your course of action? What becomes involved with this process?
I believe first and foremost, as a cabinet member, you should be full aware that you may not always have the answers. Sometimes cabinet members might have different needs, such as comfort, or might actually need academic advice or resources. So I would like to tailor myself to each individual cabinet member initially by knowing what they want first, whether it's comfort or advice, and to provide as best of my abilities how to best treat them and how to basically be a human first for them.
Thank you. Your next question, you'll have 30 seconds. While the academic chair position plays a supporting role, what are your plans to externalize the position and your work to our members?
As many of us are aware, academic chair is more so a behind the scenes role where we check in with many individual interns and core members. What I would like to do to more so externalize academic chair is to provide workshops that involve many people outside of Akbayan, such as personal connections or even alumni that have shown examples of friendship and community and also leadership within their past. And also to make sure these events are also a lot more interactive and bring a different perspective of Akbayan than just Filipinx American or just community in general.
Your next question, answer in 1 minute. Name 3 SJSU academic resources that you would highlight and promote during your term and why.
My first resource is not necessarily within on campus. However, I still want to advocate for this anyway. I'd like to advocate my first resource to be social medias outside of Instagram, such as Discord and Reddit. Discord mainly for class servers, for many people to utilize their classmates as resources and also have that communication and safe space. And Reddit, because many people might actually know the answers more so on there. And for me personally, I've gotten out of a housing situation that was kind of messy. My second resource would definitely be Capiche. As someone who's currently taking Asian American Studies classes for my minor, Capiche is definitely advocated for many of my classes to really help represent for Asian Americans and to prove why we are more than just Asian or Filipino or Filipinx, and show that why we are more than just our identity. We are more than that. We're a community. We share struggle and we share the same representation that many other of us as Shirley origin might have. My third and final resource would definitely be the health center generally. 2 specific resources I'd like to advocate for are the massage centers, something that many people might be aware of, but also CAPS. As many people might already know about CAPS, is a mental health wellness service, and I personally used CAPS in my previous time to ensure that I am doing mentally well.
Thank you. For your next question, answer in 30 seconds. What does academic success look like?
If this question were asked to any student, many people would respond with academic success will look like straight A's, 4 years in college, being in nursing or in engineering or any ideal major. However, academic success is not just this ideal image. It's coming back from adversities, whether you're a 5th year, 6th year, someone who's completing your bachelor's like way late in life, someone who's becoming from academic probation. Academic success is bouncing off of your struggles and bouncing off your struggles and bouncing off of your adversities.
For your next question, answer in 30 seconds. What is one topic you'd like to focus on through a workshop?
One personal topic I'd like to focus on a workshop is something that my older sister has loved to emphasize to me growing up. It's something called reframing. It's something in the kind of psychology type of fields. I can't explain all the half of psychology terms, obviously, but reframing in general is trying to reframe a situation to be less dire than many of us may seem. Many of us tend to be in our heads a lot when it comes to any kind of situation, especially one that's very heavy. But in reality, it's not as deep as it seems. And to reframe things is to basically practice self-care and to really make things a lot less dire than it seems.
you. For your next question, answer in 1 minute. How do you plan on preparing your core to conduct effective academic check-ins?
May you read the question, please?
Yes. You have 1 minute. How do you plan on preparing your core to conduct effective academic check-ins?
Leading with empathy in every academic check-in is the first and foremost value I would love to emphasize to my core. Many of us come from different backgrounds that we may or may not see behind the scenes, and it's important to acknowledge that when it comes to checking in with individuals, because we may not always have the privilege to really know what's going on behind someone and to really know why people are acting a certain way when it comes to like events or workshops or meetings in general. But also too, something I would also like to fix on and also address when it comes to conducting check-ins is to make pairings more personable. From what I've seen, some people have been uncomfortable kind of going to some people in core because simply they don't know each other that well, or they don't even know that much of them. And I want to utilize pairings a lot more efficiently for check-ins by making sure that people are effectively paired with core depending on how they work as an individual, mindsets, work ethics, personality, and so on.
For your next question, answer in 30 seconds. How do you want to exemplify human first and student second?
May you repeat the question, please?
Yes. Answer in 30 seconds. How do you want to exemplify human first and student second?
I want to exemplify human first, student second by being everyone's advocate that they should always prioritize themselves as a human. By that, it's practicing boundaries and being sure that they are always at least at their minimum or more ideally their best when it comes to conducting anything extracurricular within Akbayan or anything in general. And to make sure of that, I will suggest as heavily as I can to always try to find ways for them to take care of themselves so that they are taking care of themselves and making sure that nothing that they exemplify within these spaces are affecting others, at least in a good way.
Thank you. For your next question, answer in 1 minute. Why do you believe that academics is one of the 4 pillars of our organization?
As Akbayan SGSU is a student-led Filipinx organization, it is already within our identity as students to run this organization. As mentioned before, it takes a village to raise a child, and I believe it's the same when it comes to this organization, where it takes a village to raise Akbayan. Academics is one of the main 4 pillars because this is a part of our identity, and we as leaders are examples of balancing both extracurriculars, this academic organization, and also our academics as well on top of everything else.
For your next question, answer in 30 seconds. Without talking about this position, why do you want to be a cabinet member?
I want to become a cabinet member because I want to dismantle the image of many people that might think of academic success as 4 years being in an EIT major by being an incoming 5th year who has experience with failing out of a major, and to show that academic success does not come within the ideal image that we are all educated in high school that we have to follow. It comes within, like I mentioned before, preserving from our adversities and overcoming them and blossoming from any leadership opportunity and any opportunity in general that we can come back out of.
That concludes the debates for the academic chair position. You may be seated. Thank you to all of our candidates here today for participating and taking your time to address the Akbayan community with the questions that we did have for y'all. So one more round of applause for our candidates. Debates and speeches will continue this week on Wednesday, we will be having the rest of pillars. So that's social, cultural, COPO, and the rest of keyboard. On Wednesday at 6 to 8 p.m. same time, but in DMH 356. It will also be live streamed like this one as well if you are unable to attend in person. And then speeches will be this Friday starting at 9 a.m. In SU Meeting Room 5. Yeah, that's speeches. That's day one of speeches. Thank you so much for attending. Thank you so much for partly also just being informed as a member when it comes to voting next week. Thank you.